Here, yeah, I'm in.
There we are. Hello. Welcome to the College of Biosci presentation. Today we're going to be talking about all the resources that we have as student at College of Biosci. We welcome all of those newly admitted students as well as all of those others who are just interested in the College of Biosci, learning more about it. My name is Emily Guidos and I am a third-year genetics major.
My name is Connie Tan, and I'm a third-year biological sciences major, and we're both peer advisors within the College of Biological Sciences. Here we are. So we'll move on to our majors.
Yes. The college offers 9 different majors. We have the general biology degree, and then we have degrees that are just a bit more specific to different fields of biology. You don't really have to worry if you're unsure of what field of biology you're interested in, because the same 2 years of chemistry and biology and math are the same for all of the majors, and so it makes it a lot easier for those students who want to change majors within the college, and those of you who may be interested in changing into the college will have to take your chemistry and your math and biology, making sure that you are willing to major in it.
So here are ways to get involved outside of the academics. So you have the possibility of working in research labs, taking field trips for specific classes, interning in some of the scientific centers that we have here on campus, and also off campus. And we also just participating in extracurricular activities such as clubs that we have here, both academic and just other clubs here on campus. So, for instance,
these are pictures of a fellow peer advisor at her internship, and there is a lot of opportunities for students at the College of Biosci to work with a faculty member in their own lab and do their own research. Undergraduate research is really helpful when deciding if you really want to go to a research field in terms of, after graduation, do you want to go to graduate school, do you want to go to med school? So interning is a really good opportunity, and you should definitely look into that when you get here. Of course, academics, your classes come first, but once you get used to the rigor of the courses, you can definitely look outside, talk to the professor, go to office hours, ask them more about their research, and you may end up finding yourself in a lab.
Yeah. Another great opportunity you have, especially if you're interested in becoming part of health sciences or pursuing a health sciences career, is actually joining one of our student-run clinics that are run through the UC Davis Medical Center. So, for instance, I'm part of this clinic. We actually get to work with patients one-on-one. We take their vitals, so things like blood pressure, heart rate, respiration rate, and we also get to shadow doctors and medical students. So outside of the student-run clinics, there's also just, there's research like Emily mentioned. There's also internships that you can potentially do within the medical center in Sacramento.
So, like Connie mentioned before about the clubs, we do have a wide variety of clubs. Some are professional, some are just recreational. BioBooster is an example of a club here at UC Davis. The club works with the College of Biosci, helps them with events that they have, Decision Day and Preview Day, stuff like that. They also help out with networking between students and faculty. So they're a really good example of the types of extracurriculars that students have at UC Davis.
So moving on, so in terms of academics, we have a wide variety of resources. The most popular ones are the Student Academic Success Center, which offers tutoring, one-on-one tutoring and group tutoring, as well as workshops for some of your harder courses, such as organic chemistry and math and general chemistry. So that's a great resource to check out. Also, we have our dean's office, which has staff advisors and peer advisors like Emily and I, there to help you with scheduling your courses, any questions that you have about university and college requirements, as well as your major requirements. So great resources to check out.
So life at Davis. I know when I was considering the college that I wanted to go to, I wanted to figure out where was I going to live, what was I going to be able to do there outside of academics, because Davis is a great school, but what is there to do at Davis? And there is a lot of stuff to do at Davis outside of the classroom. We have all these different extracurriculars like intramural sports. We have the games here, the football games, the basketball games, all those sporting events. We have the farmers market every week, and I mean that's great because it's a community event. It's not just UC Davis students. We also have outdoor adventures, which is a great resource if you're interested in whitewater rafting or rock climbing or backpacking. If you're interested in that. I mean, if you like the outdoors, if you like the outdoors, you definitely want to check those places out. Also, the biking campus is really cool. I mean, I like Davis a lot because I like to bike, and everything's really accessible on bike, and that's kind of what I like about living in Davis.
So if you'd like to connect with us, we have our Biological Sciences website, which is the first one listed. And then underneath that is our Facebook page where you'll find information about events, certain little tidbits, tips and advice that we periodically put up there. And we also advertise the resources that we have within the Dean's office, the College of Biological Sciences Dean's office. Also, you can see the pictures of us for peer advisors, and we recently put together, or just starting this academic year, we put together a peer blog, which is, I believe, a really great resource. So we talk about the majors, different resources on campus, and we have an events page, so you can check out what kind of events we have. If you have any further questions, we'll be here for a moment to answer your questions, but if we can't get to those, please feel free to send your questions to cbsundergrads@ucdavis.edu for more information. So we'll start with the questions.
So where are some of research labs on campus? So there's a lot of research that goes on campus. I can't give you any specific labs or buildings. We have a lot of different research facilities on campus. I would recommend, if you know what area of research you're interested in, to go on our website and look at the different departments. And each department has a website, and they'll be able to show you what professor is researching what. So that's just something you can do.
Yeah, and also just adding to that, our Biological Sciences website does have a list of faculty that are participating in research, and so you can find more information about them and what they're researching if you're interested. So the next question is, what do you want to do in biosci after you graduate? So for me, I'm actually looking into a career in health sciences, but I enjoyed biology in high school, and I just stuck with it through college, so that's why I'm studying biology here. But after I graduate, I'm going to try to pursue something within the health sciences.
And with me, the same thing. I enjoy learning about biology. I'm a genetics major, so I really enjoy learning about molecular biology. But I do think that I'm going to pursue a health science career. I'm not interested in med school or nursing school, but more along the lines of health education or maybe community health, something along those lines.
Okay. So the next question is, can an incoming freshman participate in research, or do they have to wait until their sophomore year? Incoming freshmen, so your freshman year, you are able to participate in research if you're really passionate about it, if you go to look for the research opportunities that are there for you. So you can do that in freshman year, and you can do it in sophomore year and all throughout your college career.
I actually found myself in the lab my freshman year, so not my first quarter. You definitely want to make sure you take that first quarter to get used to everything at Davis. Make sure that you can handle all your classes. But my first quarter, I did ask a professor if I could work in their lab, and I was able to, which was a very cool experience. I would have to say, and I would recommend it to anyone. But don't just try to come here the first quarter and start asking professors to be in the lab, because you don't know anything yet. So you want to just make sure that you take the time to get used to everything before you add on stuff.
So the next question is, what are your class sizes like? So they can really vary depending on how many students need to take that course and how many sections they offer. But for instance, my largest class here was one of my first classes here. It was general chemistry, and that class size was actually, I think, about like 500 students. That the only reason was that a lot of students here actually do need chemistry, the introductory chemistry, for their major. So it's not just for us biological sciences, or the College of Biological Sciences students, but a lot of other students within the other colleges here on campus do need chemistry. Also, they can also be very small. So if you have any classes with discussion sections or labs, I believe each one of those is made up about 25 students, so closer to what high school is like, with 25 to 30 students in each class. So it just varies on which classes you take.
And if anyone's worried about, the size of the class seems really big and you don't know if you'll be able to get enough individual attention, there's always office hours that professors have that you can actually go to their office and ask questions about the lecture, things that you didn't understand. There's also tutoring, and there's also different resources like workshops that are offered by the Student Academic Success Center. So don't worry if you feel a little overwhelmed by the size of the lecture. I like to sit personally near the front because it doesn't seem like it's that big of a class, but it definitely, you don't have to worry about making an effort to do well in the class.
So the next question is, how easy is it to change majors from neuro NPB, which is neurobiology, physiology, and behavior, to biological studies, or another major within biological school? So I'm guessing that's referring to within the College of Biological Sciences. So it's fairly easy. Like Emily said, the preparatory requirements are identical within each of the majors within our college. So that gives you about 2 years to really decide before you get into the more specifics of a certain major. And it's easy because it is within the same college as well. But within other majors, in different colleges, if you wanted to change from, say, biological studies to a major within the College of Engineering or Letters and Science or College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, just know what kind of classes they want you to take before you can actually switch into their major. So if you ever have any questions about changing majors, it's best to seek out the major advisors for each major that you're interested in, and they can tell you more about the major, maybe persuade you to join them, or just give you more information on how to change your major.
How large are the chemistry, math, and biology classes? I think Connie mentioned the chemistry classes are one of the biggest classes, about 500. I think Science Lecture Hall is the main one where it seats about 500. And math can vary depending on what math it is, but it's usually around like 400 or 300. And biology is similar to that. the other deal.
Yeah. That's, I think Emily.
And all of them have
that
discussions. All of them have, except for math has labs, so biology and chemistry have labs. So those are obviously smaller classes.
Yeah, and those are also opportunities to ask your teaching assistant any questions that you might have had in lecture or just about the material that you're learning during that time. So the next question is, my major is also in biological sciences. How early would you suggest to change your major? If you wanted to change majors because you were interested in a more specific field. So one requirement that we do have is that you cannot change your major until the second quarter you are here at UC Davis. But between that second quarter and probably, you know, by your senior or your junior year, you really want to know where you would like to go and which specific field you'd like to study. It really depends on your interests, like going out and seeking out, like going to talk to the major advisors, you know, talking to students within those majors, seeing what they're all about, how specific they get into a certain area, or if they don't.
Okay, so is it easy to switch majors to a different college? So if you're going to switch your major into biological sciences, you need to finish your chemistry and your math and at least one bio class. And as long as you have good grades in those, then you'll be able to come into the College of Biological Sciences. In terms of changing your major out of the College of Biology, I'm not really sure, but you know anything about that?
Yeah, so it just really depends on the requirements for the major. To see that, you know, you're going towards that major, you're taking classes that will, you know, that show that you're on track to change. So that's really something to keep in mind. But otherwise, it should be relatively simple as long as you've done the coursework and you know, they can obviously tell that you're interested or that you're just doing well, so you can change.
Also, you don't have to be a biological science major or in the College of Biological Science to take the classes that everyone needs to take for chemistry or math or biology. So that's just something I've heard some people thinking that, oh, I can only be in biology if I'm a biology major. But that's not true. So you don't have to worry about, in case you can't declare the biology major right away, you can still work towards that major.
The next question is, what other clubs are also good for biological science majors? So you don't actually have to be in Bio Boosters. You can seek out any sort of club, even if you aren't within that major, or, you know, it's just something that, you know, you're not studying, but you're definitely interested in. So for instance, I'm a biological sciences major, but I would be free to join like the nutrition club on campus or even the genetics club. So there's so many clubs that you can join, and they don't necessarily have to be bio boosters if you're a biological sciences major.
And also, they can be clubs that are not related to the sciences at all, really just what you're interested in. If you're interested in tennis, you can join the tennis club. If you're of a certain faith, there are a bunch of Christian and other religious clubs on campus as well. And there's a hacky sack club. So there's really you can start your own club. It's fairly easy. I mean, you just have to figure out if there's a club for you, or if not, you can start your own.
Okay, so the next question is, how is the computer science program at Davis? We can't actually answer that because that major either falls under engineering or the College of Letters and Science, so I would definitely look it up online and see what information you can find there.
Okay, so how many courses did you take during your first quarter as a freshman? I took chemistry, math, and a drama class. Yeah, so I only took 3, because we don't recommend that you take on too many classes at once at beginning of your UC Davis career, because we want you to make sure that you know how much effort it is to do well in these classes. So you definitely want to make sure that you don't put on too much, too many units or too many classes, especially in the sciences.
So I took 4 courses, 2 of which were chemistry and math, which we recommend every freshman to take their very first quarter here. So I took 2 classes that were GE courses, so general education courses, in addition to those classes. If you wanted to know. Okay.
We always recommend that students have a balanced schedule, even if they're second years, third years, fourth years, because it's we really want students to do well in the science classes, and that will happen if they don't take all these science classes at once. So everyone's different, but for the majority of people, it's good to have a balanced course load.
So the next question is, how often do you have labs? So that really depends on the courses that you take. But the labs that everyone will take within the College of Biological Sciences are the ones within or general chemistry, organic chemistry, and physics, as well as biological science, or just biology. So for labs, in addition to that, that would really depend on the number of upper division courses you would be taking, and in what field. So some fields may not have as many labs as others, so it just depends.
So how hard is it to transfer out of the College of Biological Science and into a different college? Again, you'd have to actually look at the other college's requirements to transfer out. We don't have any requirements for actually leaving just coming in. So
are there currently any impacted majors within the College of Biological Sciences at UC Davis? So in terms of impacted, which are the more selective majors, no. But we do like to see that you've done, I believe, 2 quarters of biology, general chemistry, and calculus, and to see that you've done well in those classes before letting you come to the College of Biological Sciences.
I think time for one more. Yeah. So what kind of internships and research opportunities are there at UC Davis? We have a lot of different types of opportunities. Internships, you can work at the Med Center, intern at the Med Center if you're interested in a health career. You can also intern at a lab on campus, off campus. And we also have a great research, the Undergraduate Research Center, that will help students, undergrads, with a research project that they would like to undergo. And so there are a lot of opportunities. You just kind of have to figure out what you're interested in, and there'll be something.
Yeah, and also another great resource is the Internship and Career Center, and they always put on events as to how to find an internship, and they have career fairs as well. You can also develop your own internship, but that would probably be under the guidance of someone within that resource, so at the Internship and Career Center. So we are running out of time, but if you have any other questions, please refer to the website and also send an email to cbsundergrads@ucdavis.edu for more information.